Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about why you shouldn't put too much water in your butt when you're anal douching. And when I say too much water, I mean literally anything past like half of this bulb. Anything more than half of a traditional enema bulb like this one is a little bit much. And you will face those consequences if you do. Before I get started, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And also, please check out my bottoming course and my limited edition douche kits at the links below. No, seriously, I have some new stuff and they're absolutely incredible. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a little story. I used to have this problem with anal douching where if I was bottoming that day and if the guy was like extra hot, I would douche at least like 10 rounds. Like literally 10 back-to-back rounds of anal douching before every single time I would bottom. It's a little bit excessive, but girl, I have this fear where like, I just had this fear, and I still do have this fear, but like a lot less now, of like pooping on someone. And I know it's normal, everyone goes like, oh my god, if someone's messing with your back door, like give them like, it's expected and they shouldn't shame you. Yeah, no one should shame anyone, but girl, I'm gonna shame myself because I don't wanna see my shit on someone's dick. Sorry, I just don't. So this was like especially the case when I was 21 years old and I was just starting out as a bottom. I wasn't just obsessed with douching in a way that like, oh, I would just douche 10 times and that's it. No. I would put so much water in my butt until one day I realized that that was actually very much not ideal. So this one time, this really hot guy bought me this really expensive hotel for the night in literally Springfield, Massachusetts. So like, I wasn't in my hometown and I didn't have my car, nothing. So I was just, you know, traveling, and he had bought me a hotel and he was coming to the hotel in like 2 hours. It was 6 p.m. So I got to the hotel at like 6 p.m. and I set down my stuff and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these 2 hours to douche because I didn't want to disappoint him. Like, this was not the night. Like, I know you're allowed to like disappoint people sometimes, like, oh, I can't bottom today, or like, oh, I don't feel like cleaning that much today. Girl, this night was not the night to disappoint. This was the night to be cleaned, to bang. And so I started douching at 6 p.m. like I said, and as you know, I would, you know, douche 10 times. After about 8 rounds of douching, I was clean after like 4 rounds of douching, but I went 4 more times after that just to like make sure that I was clean, you know what I'm saying? However, after the 8th time of being clean, my anxious self said, hey, you should check one more time and just like make sure, just double check to see if you're really clean, even though the last 4 times were crystal clear. And so on this 9th time of douching, I used extra water. And when I say extra water, I mean like the entire bulb. I don't know why I thought this would be better for me, but in my head I was like, oh, you know, like if there's more water in the toilet, like it'll flush down the drain better. I don't know what I was thinking, but basically I used the entire bulb and I put it in my butt. And the result was, how do I describe this? 3 minutes before, I was crystal clean, shitting out literally clear water. After I did this, suddenly it felt and looked like I just had like a million cheesy gorditas from Taco Bell, and I was sharding every fucking piece out in the form of diarrhea. Suddenly, I was non-stop shitting, like mudslide vibes, landslide vibes. Wet brown liquid would not stop exiting my body for the next 3 minutes straight. Like literally, it was like peeing for 3 minutes straight, but through your ass, and it was like gallons of wet cheesy gorditas from Taco Bell, and it was just like really disgusting, and it smelled really bad, and I was so confused because I was like, first of all, I pooped before this. I pooped before the 8 times of douching, and then I was clean after 4 rounds, and then suddenly I had to poop again. And so as I'm shitting all this water out, I'm like, holy fuck, I'm gonna need to re-clean. I'm gonna need to re-douche. And at this point, it was literally like 7:45 and this hot man was coming at 8 p.m. And so I just like quickly did like 6 more rounds of douching. Total was literally like 15 rounds of douching at this point. But after I like shat out the gorditas, I was dirty again. So I had to douche you know, from the start, and it took me, like I said, 4 to 5 times before I was clean again. And so it was just terrible. I ended up being clean that night, but because I douched 15 fucking times, my butt was very much very sore from all that douching and from all the freaking out about like the shit. And so then I ended up being sore during sex, and it hurt, and I couldn't finish or anything like that, which is horrible. But yeah, I still had a great night, but like, damn, that was just really bad. I've since learned why that is the case, and I'm going to tell you now why you shouldn't put too much water in your butt when you're douching. So I'm gonna put up this diagram right here in a bit, but basically, pay attention so you can like understand what I'm saying. I'm not a scientist, but I know why this happens. When you're having anal sex, unless the person has a humongous schlong, you're most likely just using your rectum, and the rectum isn't like that long. So when you're douching, you really only need to clean out the rectum, which means you only need a little bit of water to clean that area out. Any poop that rests past the rectum, they're digested, but they're not like necessary to clean out because they won't be triggered with the penis. Does that make sense? When you put too much water in your butt, the water might go past the rectum and hit the sigmoid colon. There's like a bunch of names for the fucking colons, like there's the transverse colon, the sigmoid. If you put too much water in your butt when you're douching, the water could hit the first colon where there is poop that would not have bothered you in the first place. And so what happens is when the water triggers that area, that poop over there starts to fall down because now there's water mixed with it. So not only are you triggering all the poops that live up there and causing them to come down, but you're also dirtying your rectum again because all that waste is now going through your rectum and coming out of your asshole. So you're kind of doing two bad things to your body because one, like I said, I've said this so many times, but one, you're triggering poops that didn't need to be triggered, and two, they all have to pass the rectum and they're gonna dirty the rectum again. The rectum you just so tediously cleaned for the last hour. So then you'd have to go another hour of full anal douching. That's why you should never put too much water in your butt when you're douching. My tip for you is I would literally, if you're using a regular enema bulb like this one, you only need to go half. So don't put more than half of the water in your butt. I honestly am good with a quarter, like this much. It's a little bit harder with these bulbs though because you have to kind of estimate. Like you have to just squeeze when you're down there, and you have to just kind of like guesstimate with your hand like how much half of the bulb is. If you want my honest recommendation, and I'm not just selling this, I just want to like tell you genuinely what has worked for me. If you get a bulb like this one that holds the perfect amount of water, you can just squeeze it and it'll go in your butt, and that's the perfect amount to use. You don't have to like estimate anything, just one squeeze and you're good to go. This bulb is also really easy to refill because the hole is very big. There's water in this, so I don't want to like pull it out, but the hole is very big. The straw here pulls water from the bottom of the bulb, so you're never putting like dirty water back into your butt. But this is what works for me. I put these lovely enema bulbs in the link below under limited edition douche kits. But if you don't want to get that bulb, that really good bulb, you can still get yourself one of these for a lower price under butt douching kits at the link below. So like not limited edition special douche kits, but douching kits. But the whole point of this video isn't to sell anything. I just wanted to show you guys and tell you guys what happened to me and why that is the case. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that too. So that's why you shouldn't put too much water in your butt when you're douching. A small amount is plenty. You only need to clean out the rectum. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you ever need an anal douching tutorial, I have a full explicit one. Also at the link below. It's under my full bottoming guide. I know I'm plugging a lot of stuff in here, but it's because like people always ask me, so I just want to let you know that the options are there if you need them. If you don't want the guide version, the explicit version, I have a YouTube video called How to Anal Douche, a step-by-step tutorial. You can view that if you want to. It's not mandatory. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And please check out the links below for my full bottoming guide, my limited edition special douche kits, and also my stretch kits and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna continue making more for you guys, so thanks for sticking around. I love you, and I'll see you very, very soon.